Okay, can I start, sir? Can I start, sir?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, where is the
Welcome
microphone?
all of you to the webinar organized by the Department of History and Department of Zoology, Providence Women's College. It is International Justice Day today, and we are extremely happy to have in our midst the super cop, the head of our police department, Sri Loknath Behra IPS. And we know that physical distancing is so imperative now, and literally we have transcended to the virtual. And but at the same time, in order to avoid a kind of social recession, we have to resort to such smart distancing methods so that we can give our students a feeling of togetherness and belongingness. And we are very happy to have you in our midst, sir. We are extremely fortunate that you agreed to be the chief guest for today. And let me introduce to all of you. Sri Loknath Behra, sir, hails from the land of Jagannatha, that is Puri in Odisha. And after having taken his master's in geology from Utkal University, he cracked the IPS exam in 1985 and joined the Kerala cadre. Then we know that he was a DCP in Trivandrum, a Commissioner of Police in Cochin, and he was a DIG in the CBI for more than 10 years. And we also know that he is one of the founder members of the NIA, the National Investigation Agency, that in fact sends a goosebumps to all of us, irrespective of the age and gender, because that is widely discussed now, and we have a lot of aspirants in this particular group itself, lots of aspiring young boys and girls who would like to join the NIA. And sir also was there in this service for 5 years. He handled the crucial intelligence department and he became the police chief in 2016. And he continues to hold that post. He has been awarded quite a lot by various authorities. That is, the President of India Medal for Meritorious Service was given to him in 2002 and 2009. He has played a pivotal role in the modernization of Kerala police, and he is known for his very amiable personality and administrative acumen. Today, sir is going to talk with us policing during the pandemic, the crisis, and also the how to overcome the challenges. We know that police have played a very important role during this pandemic. In fact, we have witnessed one of the biggest crises of that humankind has witnessed, and we are in fact trying to wage a battle against the deadly coronavirus. And sir, we know that your force has done a lot. There have been sometimes strict disciplinarians. There have been controlling friends. There have been suppliers of essentials. So we can't define in any way the role that Kerala Police has played. And with all respect, on behalf of the entire student and teaching fraternity of Providence, invite you, sir, for the talk. Thank you, sir.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am, for such good words. I hope I am very audible to you all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have more than
Yes, sir.
175 participants, and we have also the NCC cadets who are, actually interested in joining such services. We have the students of history, zoology, and also other disciplines, and faculty from various departments also present, and some teachers from the neighboring colleges also, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, it is nice that this has been organized on a very important day. July 17th is called the International Justice Day. It is also called the International Criminal Justice Day. And always I feel there is a very old saying, in India we have too much of law but less justice. There are so many actually impediments on getting the justice quickly as everybody deserves. So what happens is, uh, what I wanted to say to all of you is that justice is important. When there is justice, there is peace. When there is peace, there is prosperity. Then the security, peace, no conflict, these are the very important words in somebody's life. So what I say is that all of us, more so to the young generation who are now in the colleges, they are like your very prestigious college. They have to shoulder the responsibility of nation building, and they have to ensure peace is prevailed in the society. For that, justice is delivered. Justice today is very expensive. That is the unfortunate part of this. In spite of various measures adopted by government, the justice is very costly. So a particular person cannot think, a simple ordinary person cannot think of even going to the Supreme Court because it is very expensive. So these are the parts. I'm talking about the poor people who have been wronged. They are not getting the justice quickly as they deserve. Now, what happened is that I'll tell you the story of pandemic and the policing. When the Honorable Chief Minister told me on 23rd of March that a lockdown is being put and restrictions and regulations have to be imposed, the first reaction to my mind is that what is the law available? And we found the law which is available is very inadequate. So I went back to the government and to the Honorable Chief Minister and told him, sir, you have to empower us through a law. Otherwise, we cannot enforce it. People will question our authority, our power. Immediately, the government passed an ordinance because the assembly was not in session. They passed an ordinance called Kerala Epidemic Disease Ordinance. And that empowered the police. Then what happened? So by virtue of that law, which other states did not do by that time. So you might have seen some pictures and some videos in the television or in the newspapers in the month of March and April that somewhere people were beaten up by the police to go back to their home, and similar pictures. Sometimes it was little brutal also. Somebody broke the bone, somebody got seriously injured. We did not do that. Even up to today, we have not resorted to this kind of thing. You know why? It is because there is a law and we enforce the law. If I go by the figures, as in today, during this lockdown period, we started on March 23rd, March 24th onward, the central lockdown started. We started one day prior to that. As in today, we have registered more than 275,000 cases of violating the lockdown orders. We have seized around 2 lakh vehicles. We have arrested more than 280,000 people. Of course, they have been released on bail. This is what is the lawful and legal way of handling. And that has given therefore, the Kerala policing during the pandemic has been named as Kerala model of policing. It has got an acclaim, and Pat, we got it from international fora, from everywhere, that without using coercive methods, without using force, how did we do it? It is because invoking the law and enforcing the law without any fear and favor, we do it. That is the first thing, because we are a law enforcement agency. Then we thought that, of course, the people like me or like you or your parents, they also did not know, they were all confused in the first stage. What is correct and what is not correct? So we actually produced, I remember, a video which has till now has been seen by more than 2 crore people all over the world. That is how to wash your hand. We actually put a very catchy music from a very hit Malayalam film and made a kind of parody hilariously that how to wash your hands. And so much so that it has been shown in CNN, in BBC, forget about the Indian channels alone. not only Malayalam channels, in Hindi channels, in all the Arabic channels, and everywhere that has been shown how to wash your hands. So when we got so much of acclaim, we are the number one police which till date has made 416 films, short films on various aspects of this pandemic. Our basic intention was to educate the people and educate also our police officials. By virtue of these kind of films, short films, it has been shot by various important persons. We have taken the help of all the celebrity actors and actresses. They actually contributed to the society by giving very good messages, video messages. All over the state and subsequently to the country, these things were transmitted. Through social media, through various media, we did it. That created a kind of awareness. And something also we thought, which was actually borrowed by many states subsequently, we used more than 600 drones all over the state. The drones had cameras and the drones can produce sound. What they did, whenever the drones used to fly, those people who were at a particular place together, they used to run to their home, so that social distancing could be achieved by using a drone, by not using the police. Similarly, if you are in quarantine or if you are in isolation, if you go out, we will immediately know, because we created a mobile application, very actually with a geotagging and so many other things we put, so that immediately if you leave, immediately we will know. It was first experimented in Cochin, where we could find out that people who are in quarantine are supposed to be at their respective homes, left their homes and go to Amachi's place or friend's place or relative's place. Immediately we knew by technology. So we thought that technology is available. Let us use the technology to the best. One, technology to make people aware. Technology to actually enforce. Technology to help us to count. All these technologies were used by the police. By using our in-house talent, we did not actually borrow the scientists or engineers from outside. Our people only did it. Similar is the case with the social media. Social media, as you know, is very powerful. So through social media, we produced hilarious trolls. Some of the social media have gone so much of appreciation has come, that it correctly informed the people what is to be done, what is not to be done, in the most hilarious, mostly in the manner. That is another part we did. The third thing we thought, that the human side of the police has to be also shown. We are also human beings. That time during the lockdown, many people who do work on a daily basis and get money and buy their bread or rice became jobless. Similarly, those people who are living on the streets, especially those people who have come from outside, they were hungry. So we launched a program called Fill the Stomach. Children like you, the student police cadet system in our state helped. Lord, they came and put their own services. We started almost 30 kitchens from their very good hot food we used to make and give it to these poor people. You will say this is not job of the police. We did it as human beings. And so much of so that in a span of 15 days, we could actually give more than 5 lakh packets of food to various people, to the people. And we also actually arranged some food kits and which we give it to the people. In return also, we got a lot of things from the public also. I remember a very interesting incident one of our well-wishers, who is a celebrated filmmaker, his name is Mr. Major Ravi, he narrated this incident. When he was traveling in his car, he found a lot of policemen standing there in the scorching sun and doing their duty, checking the people, this, that. And they were sweating. So what he did, he bought some drinking water bottles and gave it to them. The next day when he was driving at Palarivatam Junction, at Edapalli Junction, he was stopped by the shopkeepers. He said that, Major Saab, please carry these bottles for the policemen. And the third day, he stopped by the various residents and the ladies to say that, take some bottle of, you take some, not only the water, a little bit of sandwich or something, some khana to the policemen. So we got the support also from the people. That is very, very crucial that we support the people and people support the police. This is what you call the Janamaitri, and that was established that time. There was actually then, this is also went on by this. In the meantime, we realized that the job which we are doing by exposing ourselves in the field will invite various kind of diseases also to us. The COVID may also attack us. So we have to protect our people. Unlike in many other places, maybe in Bombay, Delhi, you might have read, hundreds and thousands of people our policemen got affected. Till date, to be very honest to you, only 23 persons so far has been tested, policemen or women have been tested positive. We could keep this figure low by creating a sense of awareness amongst the people how to do the work. We are the first state in the whole country to draft a standard operating procedure during this time, how to make an arrest, how to handle a procession, how to actually handle a petitioner, how to handle an accused. All these things scientifically we did it. So that and ensure that this is being implemented. Thanks to the Rotary Club, thanks to various other organizations, they gave us gloves, they gave us masks, they gave even the PPE kits, they gave innovated PPE kits. We actually innovated the raincoat, we converted a raincoat, full raincoat to a PPE kit. This is now been followed in some other states also. So we wanted to protect them so that they do the work without any difficulty. So what happened? So these people are, every day morning, we used to send them a message. Your health is my concern. I used to send it to the bulk SMS to everybody. We actually appointed a ADG level officer to go to all places in the Kerala, wherever the people are doing this duty, talk to them and say that you have to protect yourself, you have to protect your family, then only you can actually stand here and do the job. This also actually, we launched a program called Protect the Protectors. That program, then in the meantime, one other thing also happened. Because of the lockdown, because of some issues in the society, we found immediately that the domestic conflicts and sometimes domestic violences are increasing. Maybe I'm not a sociologist to tell you how it happened, but we said that this is not good, and especially the victims are the women. So what we did is that we actually opened a 24/7 line, a phone line. What you can actually make a call to that, and immediately we'll try to solve your issue or counsel the people so that peace is maintained in your house. That is very, very crucial. Then in the meantime, the government realized that let us actually do online system of education. Then in the online, we found that lot of children, especially from the downtrodden, from tribal areas, from the scheduled caste people, many people do not have those IT enabled device like a TV, a smart TV or a laptop or a tablet or an iPad or a mobile phone, smartphone. What we did, we made an appeal amongst the police officers. Tell them, if you have anything like this, please donate that. I actually initiated by donating a television and a smartphone to 2 tribal children who came to meet me in the office. And Manoj Abraham gave a laptop of his own to one of the children. Immediately it got that program, we call it an E-Vidyarambham. And we actually started giving a lot of thousands of such things to various needy children. You will ask, this is not the job of the police. Police is to look after crime and criminal law and order. But we thought, this is the side of Janamaitri. Let us help them, the children. Now what is happening, you might be knowing, in the lockdown period, the Honorable Chief Minister also announced 66 children have committed suicide. The reasons are varied. Some of them are depressed, maybe because they are not able to meet their friends, not going to the school. Every child is not equal. 66 children below 15 years have committed suicide. It is a very, very serious issue. To address that issue, we actually launched a program called Chiri, that is the smile. What we did not actually rope in big psychologists or counselors. We roped in the children themselves. The student police cadet, 25 children, we trained them. Now, if a child makes a call to that number, this is answered by again a child on the other side. He or she will give advice to the child who is making the phone call about life, how to get over the depression, how to become happy. Children talk. I only hope this becomes successful. In the meantime, we also did some work. You might have known that some of the people who are trying to exploit in the cyber world, the children in a virtual manner. So we raided, or at one particular point of time, more than 100 places in Kerala to find out these culprits who are trying to exploit the children by abusing the online platforms. This also we did. During this time, the conventional crimes like theft or assault or murder, burglary, these things came down quite very largely. It came down. The police were all BGP, all on the road. But we kept an emergency force to handle anything relating to the crime. There is always in the history, it has been shown, it's seen that after such epidemics, the crimes increase because that need-based crime, people do not have money, so somebody snatches a mala, something. We are keeping that into very closely monitored through the camera systems, through various methods. So what we use today actually is being used by many people after some time. This is what is the trend. We are the trend setters in this country. Likewise, these are some of the things which I wanted to tell you that this is not written anywhere. These are all the imagination and common sense being used. No, we have to protect our people. In turn, we also protect other people. Now, you know that when Kasaragod became too difficult in the initial days, we actually put something called triple lockdown. Now, this word is used in various, in India, abroad, it is used. What is triple lockdown? Like 3 times a lock has been locked. So we put it in such a way that in an area, if that is contaminated, we do not allow anybody to come out, nor we allow anybody to go in. We take care of everything. You want to buy a milk, we will give you. You want to buy a chocolate, we will give you. It will be reached at your doorstep. The same thing now we are doing it some places where the numbers have gone up. So what I wanted, the kind of things, that you might have seen to propagate what is you have to stay at home. Staying at home is also a bliss. But after some time, normally the children especially get bored. They are the people to play around and talk, to go to their friend's place and attend some functions. This is not happening. So how to make them actually busy during this time, staying at home? We did lot of things. We made Kuti days, this, that. We used to interact in the virtual platform to various children who are working from home. We gave them some work, which either how to make a vertical garden, how to do this, how to play music, how to do this, that, all kind of things we did so that they remain happy. If they remain happy, the parents remain happy. There is peace in the family. That is what is actually our intention was. So we did a lot of that kind of work also. Ultimately, you all of us know this virus is not going to stop. It will spread. In spite of our best efforts, it will spread. So what is the best thing? Whenever you have to change your lifestyle, maybe you were going to a particular birthday celebration and spending one night there, having a fun with your relatives, friends, etc. That is now not possible. You have many of the things which you used to do earlier pre-COVID is not possible now. So you have to accept that. You have to change that particular concept in your mind. I can attend the birthday of my friend virtually through a video call or making a phone call, saying that happy birthday to you, many, many happy returns of the day, but I don't go there. This kind of things you have to now normally learn. You are now writing online examination, you are attending online classes. All these things new things have come. So you have to accept this particular time. This is a paradigm change in the lives of the people of this country, in the world. Somewhere we actually become little careless. Well, if you become careless, you can be sure that you will be affected. When you get affected, there are two things happening. You are very healthy. I'd say that COVID is not very fatal. COVID itself doesn't kill a person. COVID attacks the other diseases. If your immunity is bad and you are suffering from other diseases, the COVID actually, the virus affects those things in a manner so that the fatality goes up. Kerala has kept the fatality lowest in the country because of one, many of you are obeying what we are saying. Some people are not obeying, they are suffering from it. Number two, our health system is good. Number three, our community is good. Number four, our children are good. They take care of the parents and all that. So this should continue so that not many our near and dear ones die with this. That is the most important thing. Now we are looking into the quarantine aspect. We are looking into the people who are coming from abroad. They have to go to their home. They have to stay 14 days in quarantine. They have to not to go to other places, to their friends' places. This also we are enforcing. So policing during the pandemic we did not know, we only innovated. And we are just going ahead with that. When the things will change, we have to also change. And we have to change the methodologies. We are ready for that. We are working overtime every day to actually handle this kind of situation. Well, I do not want to speak more. I just wanted to say thanks to the college and the college authorities. I was told that it is one of the finest colleges in the state, and you are all bright students, and your professors and teachers are very bright. I'm so privileged to actually speak to all of you. When I'm addressing around 185 people now are attending this particular webinar or the web talk, I'm so grateful to authorities who have called me to speak to you. I was actually a little bit of preoccupied today because the number of cases in Trivandrum has gone up and the number of cases in the whole state has gone up. So we have to take some kind of action. We'll have a little late night also for this work. We will do this. But I only say to all of you, as human beings, help others. If you are healthy, you can always make other person or healthy by mentally or physically. You can always do a lot of things for the society to take care of your health, the health of your parents, the health of your near and dear ones, and take care of the society. Thank you. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, sir. We are in fact very fortunate for getting the information from you because you are heading such an important post in our state, and you have given a very beautiful picture of what in Kerala the Jedmaitri police is. We are actually happy to know that people like you as saviors, as our guardians are around, making our position so safe and keeping us healthy and playing a very important role in that. And I would also like to tell you that we are grateful for your presence here because we've heard so many incidents. For example, a couple of months ago, like in the US, when a person was put on chokehold, William Lloyd was put on chokehold by the police, and also in a neighboring state of Tamil Nadu, when a father and son duo, they were also killed, brutally attacked by the police, and finally it's created a lot of rage in the state. But in fact, in Kerala, it has been very smooth, and we in fact would like to applaud the role of the police in enforcing that kind of discipline at the same time ensuring us safety and peace and also happiness. Would you like to take a few questions, sir, if time permits?
Yeah, you can talk for another 10 minutes. For that, any questions to be asked, I'll be very happy to give another 10 minutes, no problem.
Okay, students, if you have any questions, ഒന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ചോദിക്കാം സാറിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത്. ആർക്കെങ്കിലും ചോദ്യം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ സാറ് നിങ്ങളുടെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആൻസർ ചെയ്യാൻ റെഡിയാണ്. ഒരു 10 മിനിറ്റ് സമയം സാർ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. യു ക്യാൻ അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ആൻഡ് സ്പീക്ക് നൗ. നിങ്ങൾ മൈക്ക് അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സംസാരിക്കാം.
I just wanted to ask Atulya Roy. Atulya Roy, how did you actually like this talk? എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു? ഞാൻ കരയോളം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കരയോളം മനസ്സിലായിട്ടുണ്ടോ?
Yes, it was nice, sir. We understood a lot about your efforts. We are grateful to you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, ഞാനൊരു പറഞ്ഞ ഹിബ ഫത്തിമ എന്താ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയുക?
Apprehensive, sir, I guess, and some of them have the connectivity issues also, sir.
Okay. I just read the names which is coming. Therefore, I thought that I will just actually speak because sometimes the children always feel little shy. So I thought that I can actually talk to Sakina. Sakina, or talk to Sri Lasmi.
Sir, I think they have connectivity issues, sir,
Okay.
and they are meeting with such a great officer like you. They are, seeing perhaps for the first time, and I guess they are in a way having a lot of inhibitions or apprehensions to pose a question at you, sir. I feel that is the reason.
We can actually talk to ma'am Susmita madam, no? Susmita madam is there. We can say speak.
Yeah.
And yeah. Susmita ma'am.
Susmita, please unmute and you can speak.
You have told how the Kerala police is doing their duty so well. We are really impressed by the work of the Kerala police. They have been doing quite a lot of work day and night, and I thank you for heading such a nice movement. Thank you, sir, and thank you for enlightening us.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, I hope your evening hour is has been utilized properly. Anyway, thank you very much for good words. Can I speak to Minu Divakaran? Minu Divakaran.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
It
Go ahead.
was a very good experience hearing you, sir. I have a small doubt, sir. Has the pandemic reduced the rate of the actual crime and other problems that were associated in the society? With the pandemic, has it come down a lot?
Yeah, yeah. The normal conventional crimes have come down quite a bit. Accidents have come down,
So that
and
is the better side of pandemic.
pardon, ma'am.
That is the good side of pandemic.
Yeah, one thing I mean, especially the housewives, they say very interesting. That at least the expenses have come down. Unnecessary expenses are not there. You don't go to the mall to buy so many things which are not probably required, and
Yes.
the savings have gone up. I mean, those people who are salaried class, but the other part is those people who earn money on a daily basis working, they are suffering
Yeah.
because they don't get work.
Yes, sir.
So the migrant workers, I did not talk about the migrant worker management. We did the best in the country. It is the way we handle the migrant workers without any difficulty, problems, and giving them food, looking after their health. The way we planned it, it was actually appreciated by one and all over the international fora.
Yes, sir.
But as I said, actually, in every incident, there is a positive side, there is a negative side. There are certain positive sides in the pandemic. Many of the things, realizations we have done, that we can live very simple life. We can actually look at, even we can be healthier. We can
Yes.
do a lot of workout, exercise. We can do a lot of yoga. We can eat very simple food and healthy food, and we don't eat junk food and kind of things. So all these things have happened. But
All
there
the
is also a matter of fear. Fear is the problem that my child will be affected. As a mother, you may be thinking, look, my child will be affected, or my near and dear one will be affected. These are the things which actually are apprehension also creates a little bit of disturbance. That is also happening. But it is all, we have to take care of that. All the epidemics in the past, in the history, have taught something good. And that's why the evolution goes up better. And we may be probably thinking next time in Kalyanam, let us not call 1,500 persons. We can
Yes,
call those people who are very close to us.
yes, sir. So many good lessons we have learned through the pandemic, sir.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, man. That's right. So anyway, thank you for actually spending time. If any child is still thinking to speak, she can speak. Otherwise, we will say actually goodbye and probably do well all your academic classes, academic things you should not forget. Do well, study well at home. I mean, don't be impatient. Things will be better. Probably it is a testing time for the mankind. You will have better times. Maybe it will certainly you will get over this one day or other. I think,
The online
Thank
teaching
you,
is a great
sir.
problem for us. Most of the students do not have facilities. And there is a question, if you could answer this also from Dinu, why other states are not able to emulate the Kerala model, which is right in front of them?
look, actually, I will not say that because every state wants to have its own model. Many of the things they have actually taken from us. Many states have taken from us. But they will not say that it is Kerala model to be imposed, implemented in UP. And second thing is that our model may not be 100% successful in another state because it is very cultural. Culturally, we are, see, for example, as I said in Kerala, a normal person takes bath two times a day. His hygiene sense is the best in the whole of the country. He keeps the house very clean. And he teaches that thing probably to the children also. So this is actually one of the COVID fighting strategies. Therefore, that may not be actually the case in another state. I'm not saying that they have a different disposition together. So it will vary from place to place, but you cannot say that people have not, from police forces, we work on a similar platform, we discuss. Many of the things we have exported. One of the things we have also imported from others. So it is just like going on like that. So the news actually questioned that they have not taken, our thing is not probably 100%, they have taken many things. Say for example, this drone experiment, as I told you, it was copied by the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh police. They also used the same thing for some time. And the way we actually determine the quarantine jumping through the application of technology, that has been also taken. Our triple lockdown has been also emulated in some places. This is what actually happened. So it is just mutual cooperation with each other.
Okay, thank you, sir. Our faculty, Dr. Sangeeta Kaimal, is ready with her vote of thanks. So hope you would listen to that too.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Yeah, Sangeeta, please could you unmute and speak?
Yeah, ma'am. I am so grateful to you. You actually speak very well, and I'm sure that the students will be very happy to have you in the class because you are very nicely, you have put across everything.
Thank you. So it's an honor for me, truly an honor for me to get such good words from such a person, a great person like you, sir. Sangeeta.
You deserve it. I actually say you deserve it. You speak very well, and complex diction.
My days,
Okay,
okay, thank you. Over to Sangeeta.
Thank you, Priyami. Respected guest of honor, Sri Loknath Behera, Sir, IPS, officers from the police department, faculty members, students, and all other dignitaries on this platform, a very good evening to one and all. All of us stand on the shoulders of giants, but it is very rare that we look back and see how much each of them has contributed and acknowledge it. So many of those who have lent their shoulders for us are here with us today, and I take this opportunity to remember each of them with gratitude. With great delight, let me express my heartfelt gratitude and indebtedness to the guest of honor, Sri Loknath Behera, IPS, State Police Chief and Director General of Police, Kerala, for his valuable presence and the enlightening words on the occasion of the International Justice Day. Sir, you have given a gift of yourself, your energy, enthusiasm, honesty, respect, and love. This is precisely what I feel as a responsible officer have given to the society, especially during this pandemic. On behalf of the entire family of Providence Women's College, I thank you, sir, and the entire police force of our state for your priceless part in our journey. I express my thankfulness in depth to our principal, Dr. Sister Ashmita, for her endurance, immense help, and moral support. I extend a note of thanks to all the faculty members and delegates who have joined us on this online webinar platform on policing during the pandemic, challenges in ensuring justice. Your presence on this occasion is most happily and deeply appreciated. I should be failing in my duty if I do not thank my beloved students of Providence College and also from the various colleges for walking with us every single step as companions for excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have a request also. So once Nobel-C is restored, please do visit our college. This is an invitation from all of us. We would be very happy to have you in our college. And I'm sure that a lot of our students who are present here would be, we are inspired and would like to be an IPS officer like you in the future. So all the best, sir, for your force and all your future endeavors. Thanks a lot, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.